A number of years ago, when my sister Mary and her husband, my brother-in-law, Dr. Joe Rutz, were living in the town of Vidalia, Georgia, where those famous sweet onions are grown. You know, the 10 years they lived down there, every year they sent me up a crate of those onions, and boy, I love those onions. They're very good. Well, anyway, Joe's father, my brother-in-law's father, his father, who's also named Joe, a lot of Joes in the family. He was a dentist in Deckerville. My brother-in-law grew up in Deckerville up in the Thumb. And of course, Joe's mother had passed away a number of years before. So the dentist, Joe's father, was alone. And well, you know, he was, you know, kind of forgetting things. And he became a little more forgetful as time went on. And they realized he couldn't live by himself anymore. So Joe brought him back to Georgia to take care of him, live in the house with him. And that worked fine for a while, but one day, when the two boys, Luke and Zach, were at school, and Joe and Mary at the office. Mary worked with Joe. Joe had his practice, but Mary ran the office and was the nurse. They came back home and discovered that Joe's father was gone, and so was his car. Apparently, the dentist Rutz had a spare set of keys, or found the keys, and took off. And this panicked Joe and this panicked Mary, and they were very afraid. And so they called the sheriff. And the sheriff sent out cars, and they even had a helicopter sent out. Well, they found Joe's father. He had driven down a road and then went off the road on a dirt path, drove in a field, and then hit a tree. He was physically fine. The car was a mess. And that's when Joe and Mary realized he could never be alone. He had to move into assisted living where there was always somebody to take care of him all the time. But in talking to Joe and Mary about that, what losing, you know, thinking that they've lost Joe's father, said, I felt that part of me was gone. This is my father. He was very close to his dad. And that part of me was missing. Part of me was gone when my father was gone. And in today's gospel reading, I think that's what's happening here. You know, Mary and Joseph, obviously like any other parent whose kid has wandered off. I remember one lady in religious ed telling me once, we were discussing this passage about her child running off in Myers, and she didn't know whether, she turned around, the kid was gone. And she totally freaked. I mean, she was panicking. She grabbed the attendant file. Where's my daughter? Where's my daughter? The daughter ran to the toy aisle and looked at the toys. You know, that's what was happening. But for those couple of minutes, it was a bad couple of minutes because this was her child. This was part of her. And so we can understand, while Mary and Joseph are looking, they're looking for Jesus. They've lost Jesus, and they need to find Jesus. Sometimes in our lives, we have times when we're upset, or we're going through a struggle, or we're going through an illness, or we're going through some kind of challenge at work or in the family or something. And sometimes we feel that the burden's too much for us to bear, and sometimes we think we're all alone. Well, like Mary and Joseph, who are seeking Jesus, we're called to be the same. This is not a story about Jesus getting lost. This is a story about Mary and Joseph seeking what they need. And just like Mary and Joseph find Jesus in the temple, we too find Jesus in the temple. But that temple is no longer a building in Jerusalem. That temple exists in every single person who's been baptized, every single person who's opened their life to the love of Jesus Christ. He is in every single one of us. So when those moments come, when we feel that we're lost, when we feel that we can't take it, when we feel like the burden's all upon me, seek out the Lord, for He is within you. He is there. Mary and Joseph were relieved to find Him, and so too will you. Whenever those moments come, and you say, Jesus, I need you more than ever, the Lord will be there and carry you through whatever you face. The answer might not be what we wanted, but whatever it may be, Jesus will carry us through, because Jesus will never leave us. It's only us to make it a point every day to seek Him in all that we do.